At this cryptocurrency and blockchain conference in Buenos Aires, Dante Gagliassi is talking to passers-by about this company's new product. These are not standard ATMs, these are Bitcoin ATMs, and along with Colombia, Argentina now boasts the first of its kind in Latin America. On these machines, you can swap the digital currency for Argentine pesos. Many have simply come to find out more, and as one of the uninitiated myself, I decided to give it a go. So Dante, I've got 100 pesos here. Now this is devalued by 50% this year, right? So let's say I want to buy some Bitcoin. How do I go about that?
So the easiest way to buy Bitcoin in Argentina nowadays would be the ATMs. You can buy Bitcoin versus cash. You will basically need ID, email and phone, and you will need to have a virtual wallet.
As I was new to all this, Dante talked me through the process of setting up my first digital currency wallets.
So basically now each coin will need a different wallet. So now for this ATM that's gonna get you your first Bitcoins, we wanna need the Bitcoin wallet.
Just Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, hang on. So after setting up my brand new Bitcoin wallet, we were ready for the first transaction.
Let's buy your first 100 pesos worth of Bitcoin.
Spectacular.
And there you have your first Bitcoins.
Dante says these ATMs have generated interest in digital currencies.
Well, really, it was a really nice experience for us. A lot of people get to ATM. It's something like they can touch, you know. They create the account, and in 5 minutes they have their first 100 pesos. That's worth $3 today of Bitcoins. We really are encouraging them, teaching how to use a wallet. So I think that was really nice experience.
Athena's catchphrase is the most trusted name in Bitcoin. While waiting for my newly purchased Bitcoins to process, I spoke to the co-founder of the company, Gil Valentine.
Bitcoin is still a little bit complicated when you go through using your mobile wallet and transmitting Bitcoin or other digital currencies to another person, or you interact with a machine. It's a little bit complicated, but the ATM itself makes the experience a little bit more accessible to the common boots-on-the-ground consumer.
At this conference, they were discussing, debating and talking about forms in which digital currencies and the technology called blockchain will change our lives in the coming years. So a few minutes have passed. I'm now the very proud owner of 0.0005 Bitcoins. Now, if we just get a better idea, take a look at how much one Bitcoin is worth right now, $5,550. We'll come back to that a little bit later. But first, in this report, we want to take a look at why cryptocurrencies are so popular in Argentina. The digital currency Bitcoin came about in 2008 and has grown in the number of users rapidly. Now there are many other cryptocurrencies too. And despite uncertainty over digital currencies, the interest in the use of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin is particularly high in countries with economic instability. And it's here where Argentina comes in. Franco Amati is one of the founders of the Argentina Bitcoin NGO.
En el año 2011 todavía no había una masa crítica de usuarios suficiente como para formar algo, éramos muy pocos. Y bueno, estas reuniones de bares empezaron siendo cosas de 5 personas, me acuerdo uno en febrero de 2013, éramos 4.
This NGO promotes the use of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in Argentina. It set up in 2013 when capital controls were in place.
We were having really trouble here with connecting economically with abroad, because we have a lot of restrictions to send money abroad or to receive payments from other countries.
Not only capital controls, but a historic devaluation of the peso means Argentines have long looked for other ways to invest. The crash of 2001, when many people lost their life savings, is still fresh in many people's minds.
El argentino está acostumbrado a no ahorrar en pesos porque sabe que el peso a la larga no le va a ir bien, busca otros instrumentos. Y tal vez dentro de la gente más tecnológica encontraron en Bitcoin un instrumento que decir, está bien, es volátil, pero de acá a 3 años ya la perspectiva es muy positiva, o sea, a largo plazo, plazos largos, no cortos.
The NGO soon grew. Now there is a thriving digital community in Argentina, and this country is even part of the new digital gold rush. There are a finite number of bitcoins, and around the world are data centers searching for the so-called blocks that create cryptocurrencies. Néstor Di Bello is a bitcoin and cryptocurrency miner.
Una granja de minería en realidad es un término que se utiliza ahora, es casi lo que antes conocíamos como un centro de cómputos. Lo que hacemos aquí es generar las famosas criptomonedas.
Di Bello has worked in systems all his life. He says that with cryptocurrencies and the technology that underpins the currencies, we are on the verge of a major transformation.
En la Internet cuando apareció, de entrada nadie hablaba de que esto era un cambio brutal en la tecnología. Esto pasa lo mismo, hoy todavía no lo estamos viendo, pero no en mucho tiempo más se va a hablar igual que con la Internet.
The issue of the value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies remains an issue. The Bitcoin price remained steady under $1,000 until early 2017, but by the end of that year it had spiked to just under 20,000. When I bought my first Bitcoin at the ATM, it had dropped to 5,550. But those involved in crypto say the focus on the value of Bitcoin detracts from the bigger picture.
The importance about Bitcoin is not really the price. It's having an asset, cannot be censored, cannot be confiscated, and in the long term, it has always been a reserve of value.
Tiene sus idas y vueltas la tecnología, y sobre todo con la prensa a veces. Es como que la prensa le interesa más que a veces el precio y se fija en ese tipo de cosas.
Underpinning cryptocurrencies is blockchain, a digital ledger with vast potential use. It operates as a public database that is centralized. It works from peer-to-peer and opens the possibilities of smart contracts.
Criptomonedas casi te diría que es un resultado o una necesidad del blockchain. Pero en realidad lo que nos va a cambiar la vida es eso, es el blockchain. El blockchain es un elemento que nos permite modificar la estructura de lo que hoy conocemos en general para todo lo que es registros. Habrás escuchado por ahí que la blockchain hablan como que si fuera un registro contable. Es mucho más que eso. Yo recuerdo en su momento, porque bueno, desarrollé el sistema de liquidación de registros autoriales de ZALDIVAR aquí en la Argentina, y en el caso de Piazzolla.
To explain the possible use of blockchain, Di Bello uses the case of the famous tango musician Astor Piazzolla.
Se enojó con ZALDIVAR en algún momento porque no le liquidaban los derechos autorales del exterior. Esto, por ejemplo, con la blockchain no existiría, porque si yo hubiera tenido el registro autoral bajo una blockchain, él hubiera cobrado siempre porque automáticamente sobre este smart contract que se hubiera generado sobre los derechos autorales, no importaba en qué país él estuviera, ni dónde se escuchara la música, dónde se pagara por su música, que él seguramente igual iba a cobrar sus derechos.
Musicians receiving royalties from around the world easily and immediately is just one example of the use of blockchain. Back at the Bitcoin NGO, this group is working on a pilot scheme with the city council to give people deeds to their land. Argentina has a vast population that live in informal settlements like this.
Estamos trabajando, por ejemplo, con el gobierno de la ciudad para que, en el caso de la Villa 31, pueda lograrse todo el proceso de regularización dominial que está haciendo el gobierno para poder hacer la cesión y toda la gestión, digamos, de las cesiones de las tierras fiscales a la propiedad privada de las personas. Entonces la idea es que también blockchain funcione como un validador de todo este documento.
The Inter-American Development Bank is investing $2 million in this project that will give residents their own land. This project aims at using blockchain to improve social and financial inclusion.
Podemos decir que es pionero acá y pionero seguramente con una de las innovaciones a nivel mundial dentro de lo que es esta tecnología innovadora y disruptiva como es blockchain. Acá el gran desafío que tenemos es decir, bueno, las tecnologías hoy están, los instrumentos están como para poder desarrollar soluciones que hasta hace algunos años podrían ser un paradigma o algo utópico.
It is a tool that allows transparency and autonomy, removing intermediaries and increasing efficiency. To talk more about this idea, I met with Diego Zaldivar, one of the initial founders of the Argentina Bitcoin NGO, but who now runs RSK Labs, which he describes as working to create the new internet based on the transfer of value.
Much like the Internet of Information changed multiple industries, the communication industry and the entertainment industry, and also how people share opinions, we think that the Internet of Value will change how people exchange value in all of its forms, not only economical value, but also political value. The first thing we did with cryptocurrencies was to transfer and protect value in a decentralized way without intermediaries. It's this new layer that is built on top of cryptocurrencies enable us to enforce contracts or agreements between parties without a third party that acts as an enforcer.
Zaldivar says smart contracts will increase financial inclusion by reducing costs of transfers, removing unnecessary third parties.
Those intermediaries that really contribute value to the society will remain in place, but those that were only, collecting fees and not contributing value will certainly be removed from the equation.
With new currencies and new technology come new opportunities. At this event they launched Investoland, a new investment project that allows people to invest even the smallest amounts. And the thinking behind this goes back to the case of Argentina.
En Argentina se da una paradoja, que el público, que el pueblo en general no tiene tantas inversiones. Somos un pueblo que está muy poco acostumbrado a invertir. Comparando con otros países, lo que pasa en Argentina es que tenemos cierta cultura financiera bastante importante. Es por eso que, si bien el nivel de comprensión es muy alto, la gente prefiere no arriesgar y quedarse en dólares. Para esto llegan este tipo de plataformas. La idea es financiar emprendedurismo, financiar negocios, darle trabajo a la gente a través de la inversión de pequeños inversores que hoy de ninguna manera pueden invertir en un proyecto en Rusia sin tener una sociedad en Rusia desde Buenos Aires, o invertir en China, o invertir en Estados Unidos desde acá.
So from investments to how contracts are written to how we send money or receive payments, major change is around the corner. This year, the G20 Leaders Summit, hosted by Argentina, will raise concerns over regulating cryptocurrencies. Diego Zaldivar believes the concerns about digital currencies easing the financing of crime are unfounded.
The truth is that blockchain technologies have full traceability. Most of the cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, have full traceability. And if you look at the transactional volume, only 1%, less than 1%, is connected to crimes. The other 99% has to do with, proper and legit industries.
And the shift to a greater use of cryptocurrencies and blockchain is perhaps closer than we may think.
I expect as we see that previous processes took all together between technology development and cultural adoption, they took around the last one maybe 15, 20 years, I expect this process to be much faster. So I think between 5 to 7 years we will see these technologies reach mass adoption, and the true value of these technologies for society will be evident by then.
So while there are many changes ahead, the shift to a digital transfer of value is not going to be without its own teething problems. Now, let's just check in on the Bitcoins that I bought at the beginning of this report. You'll remember that Bitcoin was valued at $5,550 back then. Today, the value is at around $3,800, and that's just in the space of one single week. All those we spoke to for this report agreed that the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will take months, if not years, to settle. Many investors are reticent to get involved in such a volatile market, but the transformation in how the technology of blockchain affects our lives is already underway.